Chelsea!
Oh my god, it's you!
Good morning, you absolute lovelies. Welcome to a beautiful day here in Englandshire. As you probably noticed, over the last couple of weeks, I've been on my annual break. I didn't actually go away on holiday. I've been kind of concentrating on my Twitch and my stream setup. If you check out me Twitch down here, you'll see I've been doing quite a few streams over the last few weeks. Today I'm off to the farm, gonna go and see Mr. Scouse, Mr. Lou and Jamie K. We've also got an absolute legend called Pat coming down from Slipworks. I'll chuck Pat's Instagram down here. He's been very kind to bring us a few bits for the E30, basically all the bits we were kind of missing to get the car sort of going last time. If you've been paying attention to my social media, you will have realised I've launched my all new clothing range. These are my very first t-shirts. They're the ML Classics, and they're absolutely gorgeous. The quality on these is literally second to none. I got about 15 different samples to try and find the best possible t-shirts I could, and these were the ones I ended up with. They're super soft to touch. Obviously you can't touch them, but yeah, when you feel them you'll be really surprised. They're a really high quality t-shirt. They've got a nice little Monky London logo on the front, they've got a proper legit logo on the back, and they've got a screen printed neck logo as well. So yeah, there's lots of little sort of cheeky accents all over the t-shirt. Next up, I've got a JZX design which I'll put up here. And I've also got a Honda Civic NOMS design coming out, complete with police helicopter and police cars. Very sick design. They're going to be released in about 2 weeks time. For now, we've got the classics in the store if you want to do a buy. That's definitely enough gassing for the intro. I should be at the farm in about 10 minutes. I'll see you guys in a bit. And by magic, welcome to world famous Carson Performance! We have Mr. Lou. How are you, fine squire?
How you doing, right?
Mr. Pat, Slipworks boss himself. Mr. Michael, how art thee? Mr. Scousey.
Oh my god, it's you!
Back from my hollybobs. Well,
Holly Bob's at home.
holly streaming. Mr. K, how you doing, fine squire?
Good man.
Ah, Mito, how art thee?
Happy.
Mr. JDM himself. And I heard you've got a new dog. Oh, hello. Hey, Leica. Welcome to the channel. You are gorgeous.
I'm busy making this thing work so we can go drifting.
Those wheels look flash. They are
CSC Hyper Zero.
very JDMs.
Very
I love my
JDM.
CSCs.
They're cool, man. You should get them like done a silly colour like this. This car is basically like a proper missile. So it's like good suspension, good engine, good knuckles, good everything. And the body can just get blown to bits.
That's a good,
Don't mind.
good ethos, I like that.
Yeah, man.
That's also a very cool car. That's the X Driftworks JZX110.
Yeah, now X Nitto.
Yeah, you did own it, but I just heard you sold it.
Yeah, I drove it once and just made sure it worked, and that was that. Yeah.
Let's have a look, man. This is valve closed. Sounds cool. Sounds a bit anti-laggy. Valve open. Mate, she sounds naughty. Parking like a G6. Right, while that racket's going on, this isn't a day of Japanese beauties. It's a day of BMW E30 goodness with my fine squire, Mr. Pat.
Hello.
Who's the official Slipworks boss. Woo! You're not charging me for this, are you?
Bloody hell, mate.
It's alright, easy. Where's the ramp? Which ramp? Yeehaw! E30 looking pimp, as always. New York City boy. If you remember from the last video, we were struggling with the old, well, we were trying to basically bodge the old 316 mounting just to get the engine kind of in place, but it wasn't very successful. We're going to fit the E34 engine mounts that Pat Carney brought down and then crack on with the build. If you look at the new E34 mount, it's actually got like a sort of locating pin, as it were. It's So if we slot it down there into the hole, and then if we spin it around a bit, it should kind of lock itself into place. All that excitement trying to put it in, and now we're taking it out again. Yeah, definitely looks much more solid than before. Hello. Many bolts, many high qualities. Look at that, like a glove. You can tell it's not Japanese, it's not rusty. Pat's just doing up the last bolt now, so if we look on this side, everything's all in place. So we've basically got M52 engine brackets, and we're using an E34 5 Series engine mount like I mentioned before. These mounts aren't standard, are they? What the standard ones? They're oil filled, aren't they?
Yeah, standard ones are oil filled, and then these are rubber and solid, cheap.
And proven for skids.
Yeah, skids.
Pat does fat duggins. I can prove that because he's got his pimp E36 drift car looking extremely shiny. Look at that lovely paint. Very pimp. Pat's also running an M52 in his car as well. Obviously an E36, a little bit different to ours, it's an E30. But yeah, pretty cool skid car nonetheless. Sparco steering wheel, hydro handbrake, bucket seat, harnesses, everything needed for a nugget. This is the latest Strong Flex bush, the anti-engine flexing device. We're going to attempt to put the flywheel on, so it's a case of getting the car in the air. You look very serious. One thing I will say, the E34 sump does sit quite low, doesn't it? Yeah. It's crazy. To be fair, once I get the Coney adjustables on it, the suspension won't be so ridiculously low and it'll raise it up a bit, so hopefully that sump won't be quite so close. Next up, we're not actually sure what clutch and flywheel is on this engine, but we're going to send it. We're going to basically just wing it, see if that gearbox lines up. Worst case, we can try Pat's flywheel, but yeah, first off, we're going to send it and see what happens. What are you removing? Battery plate. Race car.
Cramp in my leg, it sits so far back, look.
Look at that, race car. Engine is pretty much mounted and sitting relatively speaking where we want it to. We're now just going to put the gearbox up into the tunnel and just see how it all fits. Hopefully it does fit.
Hopefully.
This is a get drag box, isn't it, Pat, from a 323?
Yeah, E36.
It's looking pretty tight.
It's looking very tight, actually. You got any Durex in your bag?
Yeah, we need a bit of, we think we need some lube, dude.
Yeah.
That's a little bit strange. It didn't actually say online that we need to do any sort of tunnel modifications, but as it looks, it doesn't look like it's going to fit. Right, give us 2 minutes. We're just going to do a quick little Google, because as you guys can see, that doesn't quite fit in the tunnel. Quick bit of research, straight back. The fun never stops with the E30 build. I've done a little bit of research, and according to my research, you can't actually fit the box in separate. You've actually got to attach the box to the engine and then slide it in as one piece. So what's going to be best from here, Pat? Probably lower the subframe?
So we're going to drop the subframe, anti-roll bar, tilt the engine down enough because it will rotate enough on the mounts, and then it will give us enough wiggle room to get the box in there and then squish it all back up in there.
Yeah. We're probably doing this a little bit back to front, but this is our first ever E30 build, so please be kind in the comment section. We supported the subframe just with this gearbox stand and this little bit of wood, and then Pat's going to start going around and undoing a few bolts. Right, well, if you like health and safety, look away now, because we're currently using a jack and a jack pole to hold the engine up, but hopefully we don't die. I mean, all we theoretically need to do is tilt this enough so we can kind of get the box on and then kind of shove it back up there, but it sounds easy, it probably won't go like that.
That's it. So if you think now...
I'll see you guys tomorrow, yeah? Don't be late.
Oh wait, Pat, it's now a coffee break.
Oh man. We think at the moment that the chain is actually getting in the way, the one we used to put the engine in. So Pat's going to go up on a ladder. Lovely set of legs.
Definitely not scared.
10 minutes later, definitely wasn't an hour. We have now got the gearbox in place, looking nice and pretty. Next up, I'm going to eat this Mao-Wam, and then we're going to fit this starter motor onto said gearbox. What the guys on the net were actually saying is once you've got the gearbox and everything in place, you can't actually physically fit the starter motor on. You've got to put the starter motor on the gearbox and then mount it into place. Starter motor is all in place, all bolted up. You guys can't quite see it, but yeah, it's all sorted. Next up is the prop. Obviously now we've got a 6-pot, it's a slightly longer engine, so the original E30 prop, which was for a 4-pot, isn't going to fit. Prop support bearing, as you see, is literally, the bushing is literally separated, so we'll need to get a new one of those. With the prop, if you guys actually know, if any of you guys are sort of BMW nuts or BMW enthusiasts, if you know what prop we need, if there's a direct fit one or if we need to use a different front half or a different back half, feel free to let us know in the comment section. And then yeah, I can have a little look at the comments, order what we need and get it sorted. Gearbox bolts going back in. She's a bit tight, Jimmy. Next up, Pat and I are just going to see if the gearbox mount of the original M40 box fits on the new GetTrag box. Chuckle Brothers. It's pretty handy as well. BMW have these kind of like adjustment points. Obviously they don't want to make loads of different chassis for each car. I guess depending on what engine was in there, or whether it was an auto box or a manual box, they could kind of move the mounts around and adjust the position. Pretty cool. That looks pretty decent from where I'm looking. Oh man, all this E30 goodness, I kind of got sidetracked there. We have a mental looking RX7 FB in the house. And look at the size of that turbo. That is pretty sizable. What is it, a T51? Run me through the spec.
It's a rotary and it's got a big turbo. What more do you need?
There's car parts, and there's car parts.
If you guys look down here, you can kind of see quite how wide this car is. It's pretty mad. It looks very sort of chunky for an FB. Fuel cell, relocated battery, lovely carbon Kevlar bucket seat. Oh look, fully stripped out doors, polycarbonate windows. Polycarbonate windows in the back as well. God, look at that Momo steering wheel. Have you ever seen such a diddy little wheel? That is crazy. Crazy looking FB, isn't it? Oh, I thought it had parking sensors for a second, but that's just the things holding the bumpers on. I was like, what's it got parking sensors? Look at this, man. Lovely bit of fabrication at the back, all new arms. It's actually really clean underneath this. Lovely looking exhaust system as well. Pretty big brakes going on down. I'm not sure what pot they are, but they're called Minotaurs. Never heard of those, but they look pretty crazy. Obviously floating discs, separate bells and housing. Ooh, like those. Cheeky little carbon mirrors, they look pretty cool. Out of 10, boys?
11.
What's quite cool about this as well, the original FBs and the FCs and the FDs all had pop-up headlights, whereas the chap that owns this has actually removed them for these numbers. I think probably because
weight reasons.
Yeah, weight, and for the fact that you get a little bit more room behind. A pretty tasty V-mount. I don't think Pete the chap has kind of finished this because he said he was going to do some ducting and stuff, but that kind of gives you an idea. And then a pretty chunky looking sort of diffuser around the front. What do you reckon, Scouts? Will Pete the owner let us do a cheeky review once it's done? If we beg?
You might have to do some begging. Maybe some handies, but he might let you.
Let us know below in the comment section. Would you like to see a review of this beast? These are the manifolds that came off the M52, and as you see, they've had a few cut and shuts. Definitely seen better days. Once the manifolds are all in place, we can then look at getting a custom exhaust made, or maybe use a few bits of exhaust of another BMW, but we can make something up nonetheless. That pretty much wraps up today's episode. We need to go and get a few more bits, like the harness adapter for the ECU, and I still need to source a Clio brake master cylinder, which I will do over the next few days. But don't worry, we're going to video log the whole process. Massive thanks to you, Squire. Absolute legend, Mr. Pat, Mr. Mikey, this is Kelsey, Mr. Lou, GG. As always, hope you guys enjoyed this cheeky little video. Make sure to give me a like, put any comments down below, do my best to get back to you, and we will see you soon.